Today I'm sitting a little bit closer to the camera than usual in a very matte Diavella style because we have something very serious to talk about today. Something that I'm sure has affected everybody that watches this channel. In fact, if you ride a bicycle, this has probably affected you at some point or another in your life. So today we're going to talk about flat tires. Why is it so popular at the moment for YouTubers to have pour over coffee? Like, what's the big thing? What's wrong with automated coffee machine? I decided I'd shoot this with my little espresso maker just for fun. Automated coffee machines are okay. And once that cup of coffee is in here, it's time to go out and ride. That early morning start is just amazing for me. It's the fresh air, there's nobody around. You get up on the hill as the sun's rising and get to go and shred your bike early in the morning before anybody's even started their day, which is pretty cool. Love to warm up, climb up that hill, and then once you got to the top to shred down some trail is absolutely awesome early in the morning. But none of that would be possible if my tires were flat. So honestly, it takes a bit of work to make sure that you've got a bike that's ready to go out riding in the mornings or whenever you want to go riding. And one of the things that people seem to be pretty fearful of, but I've done it for years, is making my bike tubeless. But like everything else that's good on a bicycle, tubeless also needs a bit of maintenance. So about once a year I strip the tires off my bike, I check the tubeless rim strip. If it's damaged at all, I strip it off completely, remove the valve core and make sure that that's in good condition. This is a question I've been asked in pretty much every single bike workshop that I've ever worked in. Why do I cut the tape at an angle? There's a really simple answer. It's because it makes it easier to find the end the next time you use the tape. So there's no special trick about it inside your tire or anything like that. It's not doing anything special. It just makes it easier to find the end. So while we're on that, I'm a little overly cautious with my tubeless builds. A lot of people just use like a Joe's rim strip or a Stan's rim tape, stick it down on the rim, and that's it. I'm a little bit more cautious, especially because I'm running a carbon fiber wheel. I like to run electrical tape around the rim first. It's just kind of a second line of defense. Yes, it adds a little bit of weight. At the end of the day, I'd rather finish a race or a ride with a slightly heavier wheel than have to stop and fix a leaking tubeless kit. It's then time to put on the actual tubeless tape. The tubeless tape is stronger than electrical tape, so the tire pressure won't deform the tape inside the rim. I only put one layer down. At least start about 2 to 3 spokes away from the valve hole, cross over the valve all the way around the rim, and then back and past the valve by 2 or 3 spoke holes. The tubeless tape needs to be rubbed down really well though, so make sure that you take a rag and you rub it as hard as possible down onto the rim. At this point you use your preferred form of sharp object to make a hole through the rim tape and the electrical tape to put your valve back in, and make sure that the valve is really well seated in the rim and the valve nut is screwed on really tight, and you'll be good to go. Remember, for everything a place and everything in its place. Just like when you're running a tube, you're going to put your tire back onto your rim just on one side. Then you're going to put the tire onto the rim about halfway around on the other side, just to leave a gap for putting in the tire sealant. Pour in a liberal amount of tire sealant. Most tire sealant manufacturers recommend about 100 to 150 milliliters of sealant per tire. Put the 150 milliliters in because it's just going to make sure that it seals up all the holes and everything. And then once your tire's got some sealant in it, finish seating the bead on and pump it up. This is the trick that a lot of people don't know about tubeless tires. If you want the tire to seat really well on the rim, the best thing to do is to pump it up to a little bit more than your tire pressure that you normally run. So I run about 2 bar standard in the rear of my bike, so I'll pump my tire up to about 2.5, and then I tap the tire on the ground all the way around on both sides. And what that does is it gets the sealant to run into the rim bead, between the rim bead and the tire, and seals everything up really well. So in my case, I was actually building up a second set of wheels for muddy riding. So I've got my Onza Svelte tires mounted on one set of rims, and I wanted to put my Onza Porcupines on another set of rims for the muddier conditions that will be coming up because it's autumn. So I changed over brake rotors and cassettes. So basically I've got 2 sets of rims with 1 set of brake rotors and cassette, and that had to be done. I was busy doing the brake rotor on the front wheel and realized that it was actually leaking air, and realized that that air was coming out of an old valve core. So the valve core was all gunged up with tire sealant from before and needed to be replaced. So I pulled it out, replaced it, and now it's fine. To end it off, this video was actually a little bit inspired by Matt Devella's style. He's a bit of a self-help guru on YouTube, but he's not the normal kind of self-help guru. He's actually quite a funny guy, can laugh at himself, seems very intent on helping people. He's just launched a new project called Slow Growth. You can find links in the description. Looks like a really cool project to me. Probably help a lot of people. So thanks Matt for your inspiration, and hopefully this helped you to be able to keep riding your bike and being happy. So until next time, cheers.